Hey, what's up? It's your girl Raven, aka Mississippi, and I'm back for another video. And if you could tell by that title, honey, somebody terminated your girl. And no, it is not my current employer, honey. I am still gainfully employed. Yes, so the year was 2015. This was my first full-time job outside of undergrad, and it was at a cell phone place. And the first location cell phone place that I worked at, the manager absolutely loved me. I loved him, not like in a creepy kind of, we were attracted to each other kind of way, more like a daughter father kind of way. Ooh, let me clear that up. So I loved him, not like in a creepy kind of, we were attracted to each other kind of way, more like a daughter father kind of way. Ooh, let me clear that up. I have a good work ethic. I do my job with fidelity. I have a pleasant personality. What's not to love? But anyway, so I had been at this particular job for 6 months, and I was commuting approximately 39 miles every day to this job, which if you don't live, if you live in the city, you probably think that's nothing. But in a rural area where everything is like in these little bitty small areas, you might think that's a lot, you know, because a lot of people live in the same town in which they work or not that far away. But nonetheless, so I worked at this job and I was commuting that much. I had got a brand new car and everything, so that was better on me than the old one that I had that I don't know, at any moment it could have gone out. So when it came up to the 6-month mark, you can actually transfer to a different store location if you choose. This particular cell phone company has stores various places across the state of Mississippi. So I transferred to a store that was closer to my house. So I had cut my drive down almost by half. Before I transferred, I actually had worked at that store a couple of times, I think on 2 or 3 occasions, because the way that the retail market is set up in cell phone places, specifically that one that I worked at, and that company shall not be named. This company would take people, like if they had one store, for instance, based on sales, because apparently if you're in a market like that, your numbers is the game. It's a numbers game. So if like one store was doing really well, and usually on the weekends, like the stores boomed every weekend, especially payday weekends, we can count on not having a break. I should have called OSHA, but that's all right. I done moved on with my life now. But sometimes we wouldn't even have a break on those days. So if a store had, say for instance, I'm just gonna say 10 people, and an average of every hour they're seeing anywhere from 50 to 100 customers, but this other store has only 6 people, but they're also seeing that much. So that means that we need to send 1 or 2 people over here to help them, you know, alleviate or make a balance in their flow of customers that day. So for a couple of times I had gone over there, and they actually pay you per diem for driving over there to the other store, whatever location you went to. So I would go, hey, it ain't no problem, I'm gonna get some more money. I'm gonna call the first location I worked at location A. The second location I transferred to was location B. So I had known the manager from location B from working in location A, because I think one time she had sub managed our store one day, because she was actually the assistant market manager at another store, not the head one. So before she became the head one at location B, she had subbed at our store location A one Saturday. She came, and I have a pretty good spirit of discernment. Like, I can pretty much get vibes from people and know whether we'll get along or not, or whether they're a genuine good person or not, like so quick. I'm an easy person to get along with, but what you're not gonna do is take advantage of me, and I'm not a doormat. And what you're not gonna do is treat me like, because I'm a real nice person, but I can go there if need be, but I never want to do that. So like I said, she had subbed at location A while she was still in an assistant role. And when she came a couple times, she just was like she wanted to be type A personality so bad, but you could tell that wasn't genuine. Like, you could tell she really wanted to run some stuff, but at the same time, you ain't got that natural leadership ability, so to speak. But she would butt into conversations and say things about stuff when it was absolutely unnecessary. This was my biggest issue with her. She's a micromanager. To me, there are two types of micromanagers to me. There is one who knows their job and knows the ins and outs of the company and their job and others. And there's also the micromanager who just so happens to be in a managerial position but don't know and try to run everything, but you don't even have your ducks in a row. That's the type of person she was. Or she is, because she's still living. When I transferred to location B, y'all, the very first week I wanted to go back to location A, because my friends at location A, all of us were cool. The manager loved me. I still, as a matter of fact, from location A, that was 2013 when I started working there. I still associate with some people from location A to this day. They're my homies and I love y'all. But location B, nobody. It was a whole vibe about that place that just was so negative. But anyway, so when I transferred to location B, y'all, the first week I wanted to go back, like, she stood over people's shoulders. She would say negative things, or she would criticize you negatively in the presence of other customers, other co-workers. Like, she would question you about things that you didn't even need to be questioned about. Like, from that vibe, I already knew. I said, okay, I ain't gonna be here long. I already started strategizing on how I was gonna get up out of there, because I felt like it wasn't gonna work from being in there like 3 days. It was less than a week. I already knew, okay, this ain't for me. So what she tried to do is, she tried to befriend me when I first came. Okay, so this woman is 40-something. She's 40-something, divorced with kids that she barely hanging on to. And you're a college dropout. We ain't got nothing in common. What we hanging out for? I was 24. Girl, what we need to be friends for? Please go away. Anyway, but I'm the type of person where my friends that I have grew organically. We became friends because we have things in common and we like each other. I don't do the deliberate friendship type of thing, like you trying to be friends too hard, because I thought friendships just grow organically, just based on, you know, experiences together and commonalities, girl. But anyway, so with this one particular day, she took me to lunch when I first came over there and paid for it on the company's dime with her credit card. And I was just like, it was cool, you know, it was okay. She told me about her life. I felt like whenever you at a job, I feel like there's a line in between you and management, or you and your superiors. Like, I don't want you in my personal life. Like, that's the thin line. I don't like to mix my business and pleasure. I don't want you in my personal life like that. You're over there, I'm gonna be over here. But she wanted to do that. Like, she wanted friends so badly. I was like, and I'm looking at her like, and then as a loner too, I really don't understand it. Like, I'm a loner, social butterfly in a weird combination. Like, I can be by myself, but also people know me and I know people. And I don't understand that. Like, when folks are begging for friends, like you dying for friends, I don't understand. Either it's gonna come naturally or it's not. I had a friend in the store too at the time where sweet girl, she and I were cool, and we used to talk all the time. Like, even at the job, like, the woman would get mad when we would stand there talking with you just for a while. Y'all ain't got nothing to do. Don't you need to be doing something? Go in there in that closet and put that inventory. She could not stand for us to be idle. You ain't finna befriend nobody and not befriend her. I'm like, girl, you real grown. Why you mad, sis? That went on for a while, the cattiness and the pettiness. Like, I did not want to work there anymore. Like, I tried to get transferred to the other store. She knew that I didn't want to be there. She even tried to tell me, give me transfer back. I can work it out for you if you don't want to be here. That was not the case. She was BSing. No. So as time went on, where situations with her with other people, getting fired. She had got a few other people fired in the months leading up to mine. Like she was on a rampage. Like she was on a rampage, honey. Nobody could do right in her eyes whatsoever. Everything you did was wrong. She criticized everything. To me, I really believe she's just bitter in her own life. I believe she is so unhappy with her own life and the way her own life is going that I'm going to project the negativity that I feel for my life on everybody else. Fast forward a few months up the road, my first line of neos was actually coming out, and I went to the probate. So the way this job works, they have a demerit system, so to speak. You have a total of 9 demerits before they fire you, before they terminate you. So if you're late, it's a half a demerit. If you miss a day that's an unscheduled day, then that's a whole demerit. And honestly, that can add up really, really fast. You could be a minute late because we had to clock in, and that is going to be a demerit for you. Managers can go in and change times. They change times for who they want to change them for. They even change their own times when they're not, because the demerit system actually works the exact same for them, but you have the ability and the wherewithal to change your own times in the system. I don't trust it. Can't trust it. And two, this company also has a bunch of questionable things that they do that I don't like, but nonetheless, hey, that's their business. I'm no longer there. I could not care less what they do. But so fast forward to this time while I was going to a probate. My first line was coming out. I was no longer neo. I was about to be a prophyte, so it was lit. And this was not a scheduled day. I had told her I wanted to go previously, but she purposefully did not schedule that day off for me. Y'all, you have to schedule sick days. You just can't call in and be like, hey, I ain't gonna be sick that day. It's gonna be in the bed. You could be on your deathbed and they don't care. So I let her know previously I needed that Thursday off. She didn't want to give it to me. She just refused to put it on there. So I said, okay. I was feeling very strong and rebellious at this point. I was feeling like, okay, it's whatever, it's whatever. I was already fed up with the place. She and I had exchanged words previously in some quote unquote meeting that she wanted to have about me. So the quote unquote meeting she wanted to have about me was about how I acted. So she was like, I couldn't come in there. I act real nonchalant. I'm boy-like. You know, is there something going on with us? Because I just wasn't talking to her. If you turned me off and I ain't feeling you no more, you can expect me to not say nothing to you other than, hey, nothing else to say to you. I have no conversation for you. I mean, that's it. It's a done deal for us. So she peeped that I wasn't talking to her no more, but I was talking to other people in the store too. And there was other people in the store. It was real messy. Like from the top to the bottom, like it was a mess. And the leadership was a reflection of how the rest of our store was operating at the time. We got a problem between us? I said no. And I was very nonchalant too. And I know that pisses people off, so I do it purposefully. Because you can't question me about my personality and how I act. Why you mad? I didn't disrespect you. I was not unprofessional. What we discussing? So I was like, no. She said, are you sure? I said, positive. Because, you know, we used to talk, you know, about the TV shows and stuff and all this. You know, we had been out to lunch and stuff a couple times. And you just, you know, you seem to be acting like you ain't with none of it no more. I said, honestly, I'm not. I said, I'm ready to transfer, to be honest. I'm ready to get away from here. I let her know that straight up because that's honestly how I feel. So after that, you know, she and I really didn't talk, but I already knew the BS was coming. So we get these surveys too at this place. So this lady had come in. She had got upset because her phone was broken. I gave her her options and I let her know exactly what her options were. Well, she was mad about that. And I did not get belligerent with this lady. I did not have an attitude with this lady this day. I wasn't cheesing and saying, yes, ma'am, I can help you get your things. What kind of phone would you like to have today? No, I was not like that and chipper because that's not me. And I ain't never finna fake, ever. So she was mad about that. And she wrote a letter to the head of the company. It was rumored that she knew the people and she was friends with them or something. Well, fast forward to like a week or so later, manager of location B called me to her office, and said that the lady had wrote a survey. The survey had come back and they had forwarded the letter to the manager, and they was like, You know, we just can't have this. Not one time did they look on the camera to see my disposition or to see me and that lady's exchange. Neither did they ask me what the exchange was about. They took that lady's perspective and how she felt and ran with it. They did not ask my perspective on what happened. All they said was, showed me the letter and was like, this is what she said. And honestly, at that point, I just was fed up and I really didn't care what they did, honestly. Like, I was so over it. My spirit just hated the place. I hated going there. I just hated being there. I could not wait till the day when I left. So it was whatever for me. So at that time, actually a few months before then, I had actually started taking the praxis test to be a certified teacher in the midst of that. So I really think, had times not gotten hard there, that I wouldn't have left. I would have been there just comfortable for a while. It's sort of like, you know, and when you in a comfort zone, like if you on the couch and you comfortable, you ain't gonna move. What you moving for? You comfortable. You in a comfort zone. The only time you're gonna move off that couch is if something, you know, deters your attention or you get uncomfortable. That's it. I like to be, you know, in a position where I can grow, and people higher up recognize my leadership abilities and my work ethic and judge me on that, and not my personality and preconceived notions or how they think they feel about me. You know what I'm saying? I like for my work to speak for me and my work ethic to speak for me. I didn't hear anything else for a few days. So when I came back another day, it was another situation going on in the store too. So it was a lot going on, y'all, honestly. When I came back another day, it was a random Tuesday. I came into the store and I'm working, regular day, doing my job. I had come off the floor and she called me to her office. And so the area manager was on the phone and she told me, was like, well, we're going to do an investigation on it and we'll let you know in a few days, you know, what's going on. So what I was told was that they tell you that to fire you and they ain't gonna never call you back. Y'all, the disdain that I had for this lady, I really wanted to fight her. I wanted to fight her, Lord. I hated her so much, like legit. I have never had a disdain for somebody like I had for the lady, just a scorn and a hate for her. I literally had to pray, like the day that I walked up out of that store, I had to pray and ask God to remove that hate I had for her out of my heart, because I did not want that to hinder anything else I had going on and to move forward. I didn't want that to disturb the peace that I have within me. I literally had to pray for that though. At another location, I'm gonna call this one location C, I had one of my classmates worked at location C. And nobody liked the manager who fired me. Nobody liked her. She has a reputation for being disliked by 95% of people. But when I went over there one time to get a new phone or something from their location C, she had been moved as a manager over there. I had been to the location B and location C about a total of 4 times after I had left there, probably within like a span of a year. Not one time was that manager ever there. Not one day. That was nothing but God, y'all, because how I felt about that lady at the time, and my hatred for her had not grown out of my heart yet at that time. And I have not fought since the 10th grade. But that lady was going to catch a fade. And I'm so glad that she wasn't there either one of those days, because I know I would have went to jail. I know. She would have pressed charges. She would have acted a fool about it. And you know what I'm saying? She would have act real ignorant. So I'm so glad that she wasn't there though, because I just really don't, you know, care for her as a person still to this day. I don't hate her. I wish her well. I wish her the best. I really wish she could find peace within herself, because the hell for miserable. She is miserable. But from that day that I walked out of that store in 2015, I had not seen her until last summer in 2008, when I was at home and me and my line sister, we had gone to this bar one night. And lo and behold, when I walked in, she was sitting at the bar with somebody else. She looked at me, I looked at her, and went on by my business. That was the first time I've ever seen her, and thankfully I didn't see her until I had grown past that place of scorn, because I probably would have fought her at that bar if it was like 3 years ago. I probably would have fought her at that bar 3 years ago, honey, 4 years ago. all up. I had texted my friend who worked with me and knew her and also worked with her. And my friend was like, don't you say nothing to that woman. I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing to her. You know, I'm in this moment. Like, I just gotta let somebody know. And my line sister knew of it too, you know, from coming in the store and from knowing my situation, that she knew it too and knew all about it. So she was like, just don't do anything. But I felt so liberated, you know, at that time, because I was like, dang, I feel sorry for her, because you fired me, yet I'm doing better than you. You know, I say that to say this. You never know who is working for you. You never know who is under your leadership. So regardless, like Barack Obama said, he get the same respect to the custodian that he does the president. You never know who working for you, who is under your leadership, who you're in the presence of. And you know what I'm saying? You know, but that was just motivation for me to get out of that place. And the fact that I was fired, because I would not be in a position that I am now, working on a doctoral degree, moved to Houston by myself, came and found my job. My career is going well. I have other things in the works is going well, and I'm so glad that God allowed me to go through that, because it taught me so much about people. It taught me so much about business, about career. It helped me develop more thick skin. I mean, nothing stopped. I haven't missed a meal. I haven't missed a bill. Everything has worked out, so it worked out for my good. And so all in all, I was fired, but I'm winning. So I ain't mad at it. So it's all good. But thank you for watching my story time.